I'm Kate from Colour Me Kate. I'm a personal colour and stylist for women over 40. And whilst I'm sitting here waiting for my client to arrive, I thought I'd tell you a little story. So this story relates to makeup. And it's about a client that I saw sometime last year. So she had booked me for a one-on-one colour analysis session. And that was good. I knew she was in the diary. All systems go. But then, best laid plans, mice and men, I came down with influenza A, and so of course I had to reschedule that. So she was very gracious and she said absolutely no problem. So we didn't go ahead with that original booking, and instead we rescheduled to another date. It's all fine. Anyway, the other date came and the client came up and we were going through the process of learning about her colours, and we got to the bit where we talk about makeup. So during my colour sessions, I get some makeup out and I show you which colours in lipsticks and eyeshadows and blush and mascaras and all the makeup cosmetic-y bits that you could choose if you were out shopping for makeup. And there's also an opportunity to buy some here, but that's beside the point. Anyway, my client said, oh, I've brought some makeup along, which is fabulous. I love it when people do that. And she got out this huge collection of what looked like brand new, expensive makeup, which to me is very exciting. So we're having a good old rummage through. And when we were comparing it to her colours in her swatch, so I'm not saying this was her swatch, but this is one of the swatches. So using the swatch, we can determine which makeup colours would work for her in all the things, you know, eyeshadows and lipsticks and blushes and all the things. And we realised, and I didn't really have to point it out, because by this stage I had taught her how she could use her swatch when she's shopping for clothes, for makeup, for anything really. And she was going, oh, none of my colours are right, which is not unusual, but I really felt for her because everything looked brand new. So I sat back and said, how, you know, tell me about your makeup. And she then told me that when she had originally booked a colour session with me, the following day, so she booked the day to have it with me, and then the next day she'd booked a consultation and a sort of a makeover session with one of the big makeup cosmetic retail-y brands, certainly here in Perth, probably worldwide, not sure about that. At the time when I said, I'm so sorry, I've got influenza A, can't do my appointment, she, and unbeknownst to me, she then carried on the following day and went to her appointment to learn all about how to apply makeup, and was advised that the colours were great colours for her and she should wear all the, in fact I think she had naturally cool colouring, and the consultant said, oh, I'm going to use all these beautiful burnt siennas and peachy colours on your complexion, and that's going to look great. Anyway, so my client, thinking she's getting the best advice, bought all this stuff, all this makeup in all the warm colours. So when she came to me a week or two later, thinking, I'm not going to reschedule my cosmetic appointment as well, she thought, I've got this because, you know, the consultant at this big cosmetic place has told me that these are my colours and I've bought everything and I've already nailed it. And she just looked at me knowingly that these colours weren't for her at all. Now the consultant would have advised her with the best intentions, of course, because they don't want their clients or their customers leaving their stores in wearing colours that don't look good on them, because that's not a good advertisement for them. So the consultant had done what she thought was best for the client. But when we did the colours, we realised that actually she wasn't warm at all, she was cool. And so instead of buying all the burnt chocolatey browns and orangey tones, she should have been looking at the plums and the pinks and the mauves and the purpley colours and the greys and silvers and all those much cooler colours. So I did feel for her, but you know, it was too late, and she was very pragmatic about it on the outside and said, never mind, don't worry, it'll be fine. But you know, what could we do anyway? So I thought that was a really interesting story. If you're interested in going to one of these big makeup places, it might be an idea to get your colour analysis done first by a professional, because with the best intentions, and I believe that the makeup places do have training in that area, but it would never be as deep as the training that somebody like myself would have there, because they are the experts in putting the cosmetics on, the technical details, what the product is like. So if you are thinking of booking a colour analysis and also getting some advice on how to, or makeups to buy and how to put it on, do your colour analysis first. That's the moral of the story. So I'd better go because my client will be here very shortly. This is Kate from Colour Me Kate, signing off.